everybody, it's Kiana Banks. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be telling you about one of my many retail horror stories. Y'all, I've been working retail for a very long time. I mean, I don't work retail anymore, but I've been working there for at least 3 years, and I have a story to tell, baby. I have plenty of stories to tell. Let me know in the comment section if you want to hear any more retail stories. I'm probably gonna give it to you anyway, but you know, I'm gonna still tell you to let me know just in case, you know. My career at Justice did not last very long. I worked there for at least a month. They really didn't explain much about what you were really doing. I noticed when you work retail, they're kind of giving you a lot of fluff. They'll tell you,
hey, your journey is to make these little girls the happiest in the world. You're gonna be their personal stylist, and you gotta make the mom comfortable because they're the one buying.
Like, it was just all that type of nonsense. They wasn't really telling you straight up what you were doing. They had like a lot of fine print and just a lot of things that they don't really explain to you in the beginning that's actually very important. Obviously, your job was to sell clothes and to make sure that these little ass girls was happy and that their parents was walking out the store with hundreds and hundreds of dollars of clothes. And these parents was spending bread. These parents was spending bread on these kids' clothes, y'all. It was so overpriced. I mean, I'm not going to trash the brand because I'm pretty sure if I grew up in that time, I would probably want clothes from Justice. I'm 22 years old. I did not shop at Justice. I shopped at Cookies, Gap, Aeropostale, and like Skechers or some shit like that. My mom used to drip me out in Skechers. But I remember the hype that was behind getting your mom to buy overpriced ass clothing. It just wasn't at Justice for me. At the time, I wasn't much into myself. I wasn't as sociable and confident as I am now. So I was good enough to get the job. Don't get me wrong, I sold myself very well. So I was good enough to get the job, but when it came down to what I had to do at the time, it was just too much for me. I definitely felt like I could do it, but they just had so many rules. You couldn't just do something. You had to go through processes. They had it all written down. It was just a lot of information to take in. I don't know if they realized like that they dump all this information on the new hire, and truth be told, the things that they're telling you, you kind of could learn on your own. I mainly worked with other assistant managers since I was still fairly new. My main manager, her name was Catherine. That was the hiring manager. That was the person that kind of showed me the ropes of everything and how everything was set up. Catherine ended up annoying the fuck out of me, like completely just being mad annoying. Just mad annoying. But she was still doing her job, so it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. It's not like she was rude or anything. She just took her job way too seriously. Catherine kind of was like my shadow. She told me everything I needed to know. Hours were not guaranteed. This was like the main reason why I was not filling this job, was because the hours were not guaranteed. If they weren't getting the sales or the store volume that they needed after a certain time, and you were supposed to be scheduled at a certain time, they could call you and tell you, you don't have to come in because we don't need you. And that's what they would do a lot of times. If I was scheduled for 4 days, they would do it for 2 days. They really screwed me over in that way. And I was very excited to get paid an extra $1 an hour, but then I realized it doesn't make a difference because they be on some BS. They were just asking for too much. They wanted me to be too Disney Channel, too Nickelodeon Nick Jr., and that's just not my personality. The manager was just too anal about everything. She was just so to the book. She used to tell me that sometimes corporate would come in the store on surprise, and we had to be on our P's and Q's just in case they came in the store and they didn't like what they saw. I could have gotten written up, or I could have gotten fired. So it's just best to just do everything the right way so we don't have to worry about it. Now, I worked retail long enough to know now that that shit is a lie. I feel like 9 times out of 10 they tell you that just so that you're on your ass, you're on your A game, and that they don't have to worry about telling you not to slack off. I didn't believe that though. I just truly feel like Justice was such a big ass store. They had so many locations. What are the chances of corporate deciding that they wanted to take a stroll to this Justice in West Bubblefuck in the middle of nowhere? It just didn't make sense to me. And she would just always play that game. She would always bring that up. It would just annoy me so much because it's not that serious. Oh, and remember when I said that they would call you saying that you didn't have to come in? They would also tell you if you were already in the store that you could leave early if they weren't making those same sales, which was also trash. So if I was already in the store and I was scheduled to work for 6 hours and I'm now 2.5 hours in and they did not get the revenue that they wanted, they could tell me that I could go home early. Now, what I didn't know at the time was you can refuse and say you could stay, that you'll stay. So the first time around, I was just like, I'm gonna just go. And then the second time, I was like, no, I'm gonna stay. And they were like, oh, okay. And I'm just like, is that a problem? Like, you don't think my bills still exist? Like, I don't care about how much money you make. You're a $1 billion company. You just sold a $20 shirt to a little girl. Y'all gonna be alright. I ain't gonna be alright. This specific day, she got on to me. I went in, I had a regular afternoon shift. I went in and I was wearing a Forever 21 graphic shirt, nothing crazy, and leggings and some sandals or something. Why I was wearing leggings and sandals so much that summer, I have no idea. I can't tell y'all if I was wearing gray leggings or not. I think I was. And y'all know how dangerous gray leggings can be. But I'm not really sure if I was wearing gray leggings. I might have. There is a good chance that I was, but I really cannot tell you. And this specific day, I came inside. I went in the back room. Catherine was already there, and then she kind of was looking me up and down, look at my outfit, and I'm wondering, like, is there a problem? Like, what's up? And she ended up telling me, like, you're technically not in dress code. Because I think the problem was if you wore leggings, you couldn't wear leggings in a regular t-shirt that ended at your hips. Like, you had to wear a longer t-shirt, kind of like a tunic, if you were gonna wear leggings. That was the rules. I guess that kind of made you more presentable, whatever that means. But she told me that she would let me slide because I'm already there. She'd let me slide. Now I was like, thank you, I won't do it again. Now I know that kind of slipped my mind because you just drilled in like 20 chapters of information. But hey, it slipped my mind, no problem. I go to clock in 2 minutes later, and before I could clock in, before I could touch that computer, she's running in after me. Wait. Running in after me. I'm like, okay, what happened? And she was like,
I just can't have you work today. I can't have you clock in. If someone was to come in and see you dressed like that and see that I allowed it, we would get in so much trouble. I'm so sorry. I just can't have you work.
And I'm looking at her like, are you dumb? Like, are you serious? A regular shirt and some leggings was really tearing y'all up so badly. You can't make me rock for like 5 hours. You gonna send me home early anyway, sis. Like, I don't remember if she gave me the opportunity to go home and change and come back, but truth be told, I wasn't doing that anyway. The way I quit was kind of shady. I kind of just didn't show up. If y'all had a job that you ended up walking out of because it was just utter BS and they did not deserve a 2 weeks from you, put a thumbs up in your girl's like box, because I just feel like I cannot be the only person that's done that. Obviously that's not the right thing to do, but in this case, I just felt like my time was being wasted since I got there. It just wasn't a big deal if I decided not to show up. I don't think that I was really needed, and I didn't think that I would last there very long anyway. How could you make money in an environment where they keep cutting you loose because they just feel like their sales is more important than guaranteeing you hours? And keep in mind, she never explained that in the orientation. She never explained that you might be on call most of your whole time there. So The way I left it was pretty simple, it was pretty swift, it was pretty smooth. I must say, I had a backup plan. I had gotten hired at another job that was in the mall that was very, very, very close to Justice. It was so close that it was actually on the same wing, and I had gotten hired. They had told me you could start tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and it so happened that I had Justice at 11 o'clock. So you know what the fuck I did? Guess what I did? Did you guess? I walked past Justice and I started the new job that was giving me hours and paying me the way I needed to be paid. The end. I had no regrets, and that was that. That's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great night or great day wherever you are. Have a great whatever. Take care.